Hello everybody, it's Gino from Gino Preps and Gino's Lair with another cooking show tip for you today. Now, I've been watching a lot of videos about survival stuff and all this and that, and how you can, homemade MREs and this and that and the other. And a lot of people have been using their homemade MREs with those electric lunchboxes, also known as Truckers Lunchboxes. Well, I started watching a bunch of videos about those things, and I was entertaining the idea of buying one. And I said, well, why not? So the one I picked out was like 21 bucks. And I started watching the reviews of it. And people were up and down, hot and warm, all that stuff, as they always are. But it turned out when I looked a little bit more into it, these people were getting these things for free and doing these stupid reviews and didn't even know how to use it. Well, those of you who know me know, well, Gino's going to figure this stuff out. I'm not just going to go into something just blindly and not know how to operate the dang thing. So, the one thing that people were thinking was, oh, this is a cooker, this is a cooker, this is a little mini stove, blah, 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 blah. Well, number one, I got to tell you, the electric lunchboxes are a meal reheating tool. But can they cook? A lot of people will tell you they can't. And a lot of people have had failures trying to cook or even reheat things. I want to be as nice as I can, but I gotta say, some of these people that are getting bought off by the companies to give a good review no matter what, they don't know how to use the blasted things. So let me introduce you to an electric lunchbox, the one that I got, and I'm going to show you a little bit about it. This is not a review for the electric lunchbox. This is an actual cooking video where I'm going to try it out and see if we can cook in it. And if we can't, then we'll just heat stuff up like you're supposed to. But I have a sneaking suspicion that it might be a little more beneficial and useful than they're letting on. So, this is the one I got. The Bluetti Electric Lunchbox. Now, I don't represent this company. I don't care. I don't represent anything. I'm just telling you my experience. This thing is an 80-watt electric lunchbox. Okay, it's 80 watts on the website on Amazon. I bought it on Amazon with my own money. I didn't get nothing for free like I never do. But this model number, in case you like what you see from my results, is model number ABY318. This thing works on 12 volts, 24 volts, 110 to 230 volts AC. So if you're going to work and you want to heat up your lunch, you can do it in the car, you can do it in a tractor trailer, you can do it in the electrical outlet at work. Alright, I'm going to introduce it to you here. This is what it looks like. It comes with this nice little carrying case. This is an insulated carrying case so that if you happen to heat it up and put it in there, it'll stay warm. And you have, like I said you could heat it up in your car or truck. You can, because there's well, they used to call them cigarette lighter adapters. I don't know what they call them now because they done away with cigarette lighters in most cars. But it's an electrical outlet from a car. This nice little carrying case has that, so you can store that. And here is the one for the AC, and we live in America here, so this is 110. All right, here's your insulated Mylar bag, and here is the cooker. Now I'm going to get this out of the way and show you this. So on the side here you have your plug-ins so that you can plug in your AC adapter or DC adapter, which I'm going to do now. This is AC. Alright, now has a nice carrying handle there. It also comes with a fork and knife, or a fork and spoon rather. A lot of people complain, oh, it's a little miniature. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter. It's a fork and a spoon that you can eat your meal with. If you got big hands, you might want to get your own. Okay? So, that closes up there nicely. You open this up by undoing these little snaps. Okay? And so on the inside, you get this little container that you could carry something in there to heat up with later. We're going to put that out of the way. We're not going to put anything in that. Okay? The lid here also has a, on the inside you can see, there's these little vent holes. Alright? A lot of people say you have to remove this thing. Well, I'm telling you right now, it has this barb on there that keeps it in there. You don't want to keep pulling that in and out, but guess what? Maybe that's how the Chinese instructions, and yes, it's a Chinese device, maybe that's what the Chinese instructions say, but what they really mean is this. When it comes to opening the vent, which you do whenever you're cooking, you push the middle, and it flips up like that. You see? Now your vent holes are exposed. And what do you do to close it back when you're done? You push down the side and it flips back. Isn't that something? Now, right here is your stainless steel cooking surface. This bowl is like 1.5 liters. This is the inside. You don't get this wet, okay? For obvious reasons, and anybody ought to know that. You're not going to put this in the water. This is the only part you're going to put in the water, and you might have to dry this off because there'll be condensation in here. Alright, so we put that in there. Now, you might be surprised about what we're going to do because they say you can't do it. And I saw some videos of people trying. Now, I am going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to say they're completely incompetent, but maybe they didn't have an 80-watt device. Maybe they had a 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 watt device, and maybe those are a little different. Obviously lower power. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, God love them, they're trying, but for some reason they just couldn't figure out how to do anything other than heat something in it, and when they heated it, it was horribly slow, and they're complaining and giving it bad reviews and stuff. Something's wrong. Now, on the other hand, sometimes you can get something defective when you buy from a company that sells tremendous bulk, you know. And of course, Amazon probably buys millions of these units. And of course, out of 1 million or so, you're going to have 1 or 2 every now and then that's defective. So that's my disclaimer. So what are we going to do? Let me think about this. We could heat up something and just be like every other reheat video. But I want to see if you can actually cook. So I'm going to put you on hold just a second and show you what we're going to do. And I believe you might be surprised. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Now, let me think about this for a minute. What would you never expect to be able to cook in a food warmer? We'll just start out with a breakfast. How about a couple of eggs? We're going to put this thing to the test and see if we can cook a couple of eggs. Now we know from all of the instructions that it takes 10 or 15 minutes to heat this bad boy up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to heat this thing up. So we're going to plug it in. We're going to plug it in. We're going to put a little bit of cooking oil in here because we don't want anything to stick to that, especially if we're cooking eggs, right? So we're going to put some cooking oil in here, and we're going to move this around, maybe just a tiny bit more. And we're going to put the lid on this and let it gain and retain some heat. So you put this on here, push it down, and then you click it shut. And we're going to let it sit for about 10 minutes to heat up. And we'll be back with you in about 10 minutes. So we'll see how this goes. Wow. I came over here after 5 minutes instead of 10 minutes, and I felt this thing, and it is already warm. Now, you want to see this. Outside of it, it's 108 degrees, so that means this bad boy is heating up. So we're going to take a look inside this and see what we got and how hot this inside is after just 5 minutes. Now remember, this is an 80 watt one. Maybe I just got a real good one, but so I'm going to take the lid off of this, put it over here, and it is 295 degrees. All right, I don't know what the hell everybody else is doing, but mine is 295 degrees. So what we're going to do, look here, look at this oil, look at this. You see that? Can you see those ripples in the oil? Take a look here. Watch this. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put a couple of eggs in there. We're going to see if we can cook in this instead of just heat food. So we're going to put a couple of eggs in here. Okay, now remember, these are cool, and they just came out of the refrigerator. So even if it doesn't cook like a frying pan, we know we're going to have a little bit of extra wait time on this because it's not as hot as a frying pan. Okay? So, regardless, you can see it is starting to cook a little bit around the edges, if you'll pay attention there. So what we're going to do is we are going to put the lid back on this like we're supposed to. We're going to clamp it down. Now let's see, I don't have it completely on there. There you go. Clamp it down. And I have an idea. 10 minutes. Let's see. We'll come back in 10 minutes and see what we got, because I think it might cook. All right? So let's give that a try. See you back in 10 minutes. All right. Wow. I decided to take a little peek in there, and it's been 7 minutes. 7 minutes. It wasn't even 10 minutes. We're 3 minutes early. I'm going to take the lid off of this, and I want you to look at this. Okay. Look down in there. Look at that. Now, you telling me that's not cooking the eggs? Come on now. Come on. Come on. Now, here we got two choices. We got two choices. Boy, that's doing really fine. I can put the lid back on that and close that little vent hole and steam it, kinda, and we can have sunny side up eggs without having to flip them, or we could cut them apart and flip them for just a second and then serve them. What do we want to do? Mr. Cameraman, what's your preference? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to cut them and flip them, or do you want me to just leave them in there sunny side up? Sunny side up? Okay. Here's what we'll do. We'll take a look here, and we will just put this lid back on here. Put the lid back on there and let them go for a few more minutes. Maybe 5 more minutes, I guess. Maybe 6 or 7, something like that. And we'll see what happens. So, that's what we'll do. We'll be back in about 5 more minutes and see what we got. All right, we're back. It's been a couple of minutes later, 3 or 4 minutes later, something like that. Let's take a look and see if we got a sunny side up egg over here ready yet. So I've already unsnapped this. Let's take a look. Oh my goodness, absolutely perfect sunny side up eggs with a little food heater that doesn't cook. I mean, I'm not understanding it. You saw that. We watched this. I do see that it's a little brown on the bottom, but guess what? That's because that bottom's a little hot, right? So we're going to serve this up. I got a piece of toast here. And yeah, we're just going to pretend like we cooked breakfast at work or something like that. So let's get this apart here. Hope it doesn't stick. I don't think it will. But you know, this is not properly seasoned, so we'll see what we can do. It seems to be coming loose. Okay, there we go. Ooh, it's sizzling a little. All right. There's one. We'll put that on there. Get the rest of that white. Put that on there, and let's try and get this one out. Okay. So here we go. Take a look at this, people. For a cooker that doesn't, for a food heater that doesn't cook, we have prepared breakfast. Alright, it's a little greasy here around the edge, but that's okay. So, what are we going to do with that? We got it on toast here, so we're going to put a little salt on it. That's one thing we do. You got to salt your eggs, so I'm going to put a little bit of salt in my hands here. Put a pinch of salt on the eggs. Okay, just salt it just a little bit there. And some fresh ground black pepper. Oh man, fresh ground black pepper. You can't go wrong with fresh ground black pepper. We're going to give it a fine grind. I always eat my eggs with fresh cracked black pepper. Now, I'm going to unplug this little thing over here and kind of scoot it out of the way. What else do we need for that? Well, how about a fine glass of OJ, any brand? Okay, no, I'm not saying you have to buy that brand, just because I do. Oh yeah, baby. What goes better than a glass of OJ with breakfast? So, who would have ever thought? There you go. There you go. Imagine that. A food reheater device that everybody on the internet does not even have a damn clue about will cook. Now, what do you think Gino's going to do? We're going to do a few things with this little gadget, because you know I love my kitchen gadgets. So over the next few weeks or months or whatever, I'm going to do some more cooking in here. I'm going to think of things that we can cook with this. Now, I'm hoping and I'm assuming this thing doesn't burn out on me or something like that. But you know, when things are like $20, made in China, you don't know how long they're going to last. I'm just hoping I got a good one. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got some ideas in my head. One thing we're going to do is we're going to take the old standby Hormel completes there. These are ready in 60 seconds, which means they're already cooked in the pouch there. All you have to do is take this out of here, put some water in that. That's what you want to do. Always, if you're going to reheat one of these, put water in there so that you get it about up there, so we've got it in a water bath. Then you put some slits in here, and then you go for about 10 or 15 minutes, to reheat it. It only takes 60 seconds in the microwave, but we're trying to avoid that microwave. Now just imagine for 1 minute that there's been some catastrophic failure, we don't have power, and we're running off of one of those solar generators, you know, one of the charger packs or something, and this thing will run off of it with that cigarette lighter outlet adapter. It'll do it. Or I have the little inverters, the power inverters. We could do it off of AC also, and it pulls less than a 100-watt light bulb supposedly. So we cooked this on less power than a 100-watt light bulb. Can you believe that? And there are idiots running all over the internet saying this won't cook. Come on, look, that's cooked. That's cooked. All right. So, as usual, I appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you'll subscribe and like. Tell me if you got any ideas. If you've got one of these things and how it's done you, or if you've got a cheesy one and it died on you, tell me. Interact with me. Let me know. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep doing some prepping videos and stuff, things that will help you out. And hopefully, as I can get my health back, we'll do more and more. We'll see where this goes. Anyway, thanks again for coming on over to Gino's Lair and checking out Cooking with Gino from Gino Preps here. And we're going to just keep prepping like we've always done. And I hope each and every one of you are doing good. And I'll see you next video. And I do have some thoughts and some ideas on other stuff we can do. So we're gonna go for a little run with this thing for a few shows maybe, or maybe not. We might skip and do some other stuff, but you're gonna see more of this little cooker because I believe this is a good little device to have on hand. Whether you just want to heat up your food at work, maybe even cook some food at work. Now that you know you can, you won't believe all these idiots that are saying it won't cook. Well, this bad boy cooks. All right. So we'll do some more stuff, and we'll keep you informed. All right? I'm going to sign out now on a little sip of OJ in the morning. See you next time. Love you all, and stay safe out there. Until next time, Gino Preps is out for now. Goodbye, everybody.